Hey guys, Quicksilver Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Ultimate General American Revolution. This is our third custom battle that we are going to play, and last episode I said, hey, why don't we try playing basically the same battle but from the American perspective, so that is what we are doing here, and I think the army is almost identical to last time, maybe a few differences here and there. So for the Americans, we're taking Horatio Gates and Marquess de Lafayette. I feel like that's semi-historical. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. It's at least historical in the Patriot, I think, which, you know, not a historical movie, but based on the era. We have two militia regiments. They are very crappy with their civilian muskets, but they just bring numbers, and we had them on the American side last time. Then we have four Fusilier infantry regiments. They have United States muskets, hunter rifles, and 4-pound Galloper guns. The skirmishers have hunter rifles. So there are four identical groups here, and then three supply wagons. For the British, we have Charles Cornwallis and William Howe. I don't exactly know who served under Charles Cornwallis. Something that I should actually look at, but I figured, you know, two generals there because we have two generals over here. And then what I took last time was this. I think we might have had less supply wagons on each side, but figured we had the points left, might as well fill it out. So the British have four infantry regiments, and two of them have skirmishers. Everything has Brown Bess 69 rifles, and then all of the artillery are 6-pounder field guns. So we have 4-pounders, they have 6-pounders, their 6-pounders are better. Their infantry, well, so their regular infantry is the same as our Fusiliers, but their Brown Besses are better than the U.S. muskets. Now, I think our Minutemen, well, these aren't Minutemen, but skirmishers, I think they are a little bit better. I can't see the stats anymore. I don't know. I used to know how to click on this, but our skirmishers are slightly better than theirs, but our militia is absolutely trash. So let's dive right on into this battle and see if we can win as the Americans, because last time as the British, I felt like we had a pretty decisive victory. Before I set things in motion here, I just want to point out a few things that the developers, if they ever watch this, these are some of the issues that having a deployment zone would definitely fix. Right here you can see that there are four infantry units that are all smashed on each other. They are all grouped up. That's happens a lot in deployment. And then just the fact, like, way back here are supply wagons. We have an artillery regiment back here in the forest where we have this front line. So just a deployment zone would be greatly appreciated, but I'm not really going to harp on that too much. I have given a bunch of orders to my troops. We're going to move forward. The AI basically comes and attacks us. It'll be interesting to see in custom battles if you can make the AI maybe be more defensive as opposed to aggressive. Why is this unit not moving out over there? Okay, they are. They're just taking their sweet time over there. But yeah, it'd be really cool if in the custom battles there are a couple more features, like make the AI defensive, make them aggressive, make them random, you know, something like that, so that we could play different battles. It would be cool to force me into an attack against the enemy, whereas really that doesn't happen. I feel like these guys are grouped up a little bit too close. Also, I don't know what is up with this. This happens in a lot of my battles where I have to individually move the units because you can't seem to draw the lines very well. Actually, they look like they're not going to have any issues with the cannons next to them. And then we'll just see, you know, if the enemy actually comes and attacks us. So what I'm doing here is I'm having wings of what do you call them? Militia. Nearly forgot what they were called. Wings of militia, and then our center is more of our Fusiliers. Now, the enemy has not been sighted yet, so we'll speed things up. Usually they come forward. If they don't come forward, that would be a little bit strange. There hasn't been a patch update. There we go. There's the British forming up. Our cannons blasting away at them. We'll see what happens over here. I did see in the patch notes, well, not patch notes, but what the developers have been working on or saying. Actually, let's just have 2 of you out here. Then pull 1 of you back over here. I think that would be a little bit better. That they are planning to make the maps bigger. They have heard us. They have said, or they agree. I really like the developers for this game, by the way. Sterner is the main developer on the Discord. Pandakraut recently has joined them in some capacity. I don't exactly understand what that capacity is. Whether or not he is like a quality control tester, kind of seems like what he is doing. But if I've mentioned before, their Discord is absolutely phenomenal. I really, really like how they interact with the community, take criticism very well, which I've pointed out. Other games I play, or have played, or have been on the channel in the past, some of their developers don't take criticism well at all. And that is a very big understatement. Some other developers out there, they make it to where you're like, I don't even want to support you because you're just not very good at this. Okay, so that is not what I planned over here. That was not good on my part. Let's move these skirmishers out a little bit more because my militia is shooting at them and causing friendly fire. Okay, so yeah, it's not what I want, but let's try and charge their skirmishers with our militia. That would be, if we can clear their militia out, that would be great, or clear their skirmishers out, that would be great. Now, keep in mind, their guys do have brown besses, so they have, their skirmishers have bayonets, and we don't have brown besses. Now, that's interesting that they are moving up like that. Our cannons are at a very strange angle. I need them to not be at that angle. And then let's continue pouring on the fire over here. Alright, so this is what I wanted. I wanted our militia to engage them. Now, I don't know how the militia will do in this engagement. Militia are not good by any stretch of the imagination, but if they cleared out one skirmisher, I feel like militia are kind of like the anti-skirmisher, fill the hole for the Americans. Now, I don't know what our cannons are necessarily doing, and I feel like maybe our infantry needs to pull back just a little. But yeah, so going back to patch note stuff, as I said, it sounds like the devs, I don't know when the next update is coming through. They said they are working on 2 stages of the American campaign. I don't know if that's 2 years or 1 year in 1 stage. I don't know the answers to this, unfortunately. But as I said, one of the things they said they were working on was larger maps. And I think larger maps is a fantastic idea. It is something that I feel like the game desperately needs. A lot of like that right flank over there, for how many troops are on the battlefield, I need to be able to access that right flank. Now over here, if these guys can tag them, I felt like there were more British skirmishers in these woods. I'm not entirely sure. Let's move these guys up. We just lost a 2nd lieutenant. Can I click on this and it takes me... So is it these guys? Okay, yep. Cool. Perfect. I just learned about that. There's those skirmishers. Charge them. Nope. Wrong thing. Okay. Shoot. No. Don't engage in melee. Not what I wanted. Get out. Okay. Well, that's going to happen. Okay. But I want my skirmishers out of it. Skirmishers have hunter rifles. They do not have muskets with bayonets. Okay, let's not do that. That looks bad. So our skirmishers or our militia is actually holding up pretty well, which is rather interesting. Cannon's doing well. I mean, part of it is because the AI does not bring up their cannons. That is just, you know, something I would really like. I have also heard in the next patch they are really working on some tactical battle stuff, which that would be fantastic if they continue working on the tactical battle side of things. Just push these skirmishers up over here. Because, the AI... I mean, the AI in most games is not great. But I definitely understand when people say, yeah, that the AI is a little too predictable in this, which it is. I mean, really, the British with their artillery superiority, they should be forcing me to come to them. Also, with my numerical superiority, they don't really want to be moving forward like this. That is, it really helps out with, like, it really helps the person that has the numerical superiority, to be honest. It's not going well for the British whatsoever. Let's bring these skirmishers out over here. Bring this militia up. Let's have you two retire, and you two move up and fill the gap. I would really like if their line drawing worked a little bit better. I have this issue in Ultimate General Civil War, but it's a completely different issue where the units like crisscross all the time. I don't have that issue in this game, which is fantastic, because that issue drives me absolutely bonkers. If you guys have watched my Ultimate General Civil War series, you know. So I really appreciate that they don't crisscross. And what I mean by crisscross is, say I move these two units, this unit would like move to the left, and this unit here would move to the right, and they would show their flank way too much to the enemy. And that is a major problem. That's doing fine over here. Let's move you guys off the line. And then, can we move anybody else off the line? Let's move you guys. I don't know if condition really matters still, but it feels like it matters a little bit more for melee than it used to. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have empirical evidence for that. I should probably test that out a little bit more. But it definitely feels like condition has a little bit more effect than it used to. Okay, that's how are we doing over here? Our supplies are empty. I would like supply wagons to have a little bit more supplies. Feels like they empty really easily. Let's have you two push back, and this larger unit can go fill that hole. And then, where's our artillery? Artillery's over here. They've really pushed on the left flank. I feel like the AI does a lot better job of regrouping. I feel like they used to be absolutely terrible at regrouping, and I feel like they do a much better job than they used to. Now, that doesn't mean that they do a fantastic job. I feel like the bar might have been set a little low in the past. Let's have you two regroup. But I feel like it is better. Alright, so our militia are starting to take a beating. I'm surprised they've lasted this long. Let's pull back on that flank. And militia are not great in combat. As I said, the civilian muskets do not have bayonets, and the bayonets, well, I mean, it's not bayonets per se that add to your melee capability, but the Brown Bess has a higher melee capability than the civilian muskets because the Brown Bess is able to equip a bayonet, whereas your traditional muskets of this time period that a civilian would have didn't necessarily have the, what's the bayonet holder called? Oh man, that is terrible that I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I feel like that happens to me a lot where I can't remember anything. That's actually, well, that's a life problem, and maybe later on I'll go on to explain some of those things as the channel progresses. But there are certain things in my life that have caused me to not have the best cognitive abilities anymore. But I try to do what I can. That's why when some of you say, like, pay more attention to it, it's like, I would love to. There's some physical limitations there. Physical? Is that right when it comes to your brain? Cognitive limitations? I don't know what you want to call it. Anyways, that is neither here nor there. Let's keep pushing the attack onto the British. Our line is still formed quite well. Over here, things are looking okay. We've pulled the British back in. How's our line doing? Some of our units a little bit beat up. Let's move you guys over. You'll eventually replace them. You guys are low on ammo, so that's never good. Okay, we are pulling up to their artillery, which I don't necessarily want to get into a firefight with their artillery. Artillery usually wins that duel. Oh, well, okay. Their army completely collapsed under that, which makes sense. I feel like there has been a change somewhere for army morale. And I really like when the AI takes, I don't know if it's a percentage of their casualties or whatever, but it used to feel like you had to hunt down every single piece of their artillery. Just watch the battle where I play as the British, in the first custom battle, where I play as the British and the enemy completely outnumbers us because I give the Americans nothing but civilian muskets. In that battle, we fight like the last man, and it's very unrealistic. We should have broke a long time ago. In this battle, the enemy lost, so they lost a large portion of their army. What is that, like 65% of their army there, most likely. We didn't touch any of their cannons, but their guns probably low on ammunition, just like us. Their infantry is absolutely crushed, and we still have 3,200 men left. Now, I went into this battle thinking this is going to be a cakewalk for the Americans, because to me, the 4 infantry regiments that we had for the Americans is on par with the 4 infantry regiments that the British have, even though on paper the Brown Bess is better than the U.S. musket, and I believe I think the American skirmishers are better than the British skirmishers. That might be something we check. Actually, let's go check that really quick in the custom battles here. When you look at the British, let's just add, and then here's the skirmisher, and then the Americans, if we add their infantry in, let's just add them in real quick, and then look at their skirmishers. So, where is... I swear you used to be able to see the stats somewhere. Is it... Oh, no, I know where it is. You unclick them, and then here you can see their stats. So here you go. The skirmishers, can we do also... we can't do like a side-by-side comparison. So we look at the British skirmishers. Let's give them the same weapons, so there's no... I don't know if the weapon changes that. British skirmishers have a melee of 4, firearms of 5, reload 8, speed 4. So 4, 5, 8, 4. American skirmishers, on the other hand, if it lets me click, nobody knows how to do this. Their stats are 2, 10, 10, 4. So British skirmishers better in melee, but American skirmishers way better at firearms and way better at reloading. So that's something to take into consideration there. The American skirmishers definitely seem better than the British, which I don't know if that's historically accurate. Maybe in this time period it is. By the time the Napoleonic Wars come around, British skirmishers were really, really impressive. But obviously this is, before that time period. By about, we'll say 30 years, by about the main portion of the British intervention in the Napoleonic Wars. We'll just put it that way. I have turned the volume off on this part of the in-game for you guys because if the devs ever watch this, there's a soundtrack in here where, like, I'm assuming it represents the Boston Massacre or something, where the British shoot into the crowd, and there is a female in this that, like, shrieks and cries, and it is so disturbing, and there's been a lot of feedback on that, like, it would be nice if the devs removed it. It's, yeah. If the devs watch this, please remove that, because it's not good. It's definitely not good for YouTube. It's not good when you go into the battle, but that's also another aside. So that was a super fast battle, but I figured just show off, you know, we did the British side of that last time, show off the American side. I feel once you get past the civilian muskets, and as the Americans you can get to the US muskets, that they are very, very comparable to the Brown Vests. I mean, you look 7, 10, and 28, so that's, what is this stat? Efficiency is 7, reload 20, melee 28. Whereas you look at the Brown Vests, and it's 8, 20, and 38. So super, super similar in stats. Of course, I can't click on it again. I mean, it's what? 1 less efficiency, same reload, but 10 less melee. So yeah, that's it. So as far as like straight up firefights, the US musket, very, very on par. Now when you get to the Virginia musket, which you unlock after, it's basically the same as the Brown Vest. The efficiency is 8, which is same as Brown Vest. Reload 20, same as Brown Vest. 35 for melee, so it's 3 less than the Brown Vest. So the Brown Vest seems to be the best melee musket in the game. The Spanish 55 definitely gives it a run for its money. And then Brown Vest 78. There's like no difference between those two. I wonder if there's a I wonder if it has a different range band than the Brown Vest 69, because otherwise those are the exact same weapon. Would be interesting to see. Will it show me the range band? Distance. I'd have to like put these side by side to see if there's anything up there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really want to put out a campaign, and I feel like I'm stuck in a rut here where I should have started a campaign a long time ago, because we could have probably got through a second playthrough of the American Revolution campaign, but I've been waiting for them to release the next patch, which has new stages, and I want to start from scratch on that, but it's putting me in a bind here because I'm just putting out American Civil War and Napoleonic videos at the moment, and I want to put out more of this. So hopefully these custom battles kind of keep you over for now. I really want to put more content of this game out, because I think this game has the potential to be absolutely phenomenal. So let me know what you think. Maybe if you guys give me like a challenge idea for a campaign while we wait for the next 2 stages, because I think those might be a little longer than we actually expected at the beginning of the year. So please like, comment, subscribe, all of that YouTube jazz. Greatly helps out the channel. Greatly appreciate all of your guys' support. It's been absolutely amazing. Hopefully this will be a fantastic year. Check out the Discord if you ever want to talk with me outside of the game. I do play some multiplayer games with some people from my Discord. It's a lot of fun. We like to play some co-op, not necessarily games that I show on the channel, but you know, any other games that tickle my pickle. And I will probably see you in another custom battle. Otherwise, we will try and start a new campaign for this. Maybe do a challenge series, or maybe I'll try to do something more fun and entertaining than I normally do, like more narrative or cinematic style. As always, guys, until next time.